I am making a notepad in Canva and thought I would take you guys along. So I'm going to go to custom size and I want this one to be 5 by 7 inches. So that's what I am going to do for create new design. So I'm going to go ahead and pick my elements here and I'm going to go ahead and just do a box for my background. You need to do a box for your background because it will define your square or rectangle when you put it on a regular size piece of paper, and I'll show you how to do that later. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my uploads now, and I'm going to pick the background that I want. So this notepad is going to be a theme of cherries, so I want it to be pink. So I'm going to go ahead and get this pink one here. It doesn't cover my page, so I'm going to duplicate it, and then I'm going to make it fit the page. Now I'm going to go ahead and just highlight both of them and then go ahead and group them together. That way it's just one full one. It doesn't really matter. You don't have to. I just like to. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my elements and I'm going to get the square with the rounded edges. Now it is not going to stay this color pink, but that is what I have for right now. I'm just going to go ahead and put it to the size that I think I want it. And I always end up usually changing it toward the end just to get everything to fit correctly. So I'm going to go ahead and do 2 of those, and then the top one will be white. So I'm going to go ahead and move it on top, and then I'm going to make it fit the box, or the rectangle, I guess I should say. And then I'm going to group these 2 together so it's easy to duplicate both of them. And then I'm going to go ahead and duplicate it and put another one on box. And the easiest way for you to line everything up is you could see those little red guidelines. Follow those guidelines. They will be the biggest help for you when you are making notepads, just to keep everything nice and centered. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate it again to put another box on this side here. This is when I realize that I don't have everything exactly sized the way that I want it to. So I'm going to go ahead and just move things around. And then I will be making another box in just a second here. I will duplicate it and then make another box right underneath it as soon as I get this sizing the way I want it. But you can see here I am fixing the size because I wasn't exactly happy with how small that second box was there. So now I'm going to go ahead and duplicate it. And like I said, follow those guidelines because they will really help you to get everything straight. So I realized then that my bottom box did not match, so I'm going to go ahead and match that up. And then I am going to fix that other box that I was just working on there. And I just want to make sure that everything is nice and even. So I'm going to go back to my uploads, and this is where I'm going to pick out the cherries that I want to use. So I'm going to go ahead and pick one with a bow. I think these are super cute, and I wanted to make a cherry notepad. They are just, I love the colors, they pop, and I really like the pink. The cherries, of course, are red, but that's okay. It really pops. The colors just absolutely pop. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on. I'm going to tilt it a little bit so it doesn't take up so much room of that section up there. And then I'm going to get it exactly where I want it. And then I'm going to pick another cherry, which is right here. I'm going to make this one much smaller because it's going to go in this box right here. And then I am going to just get them straightened out however I want them. Now this is the process of notepads. I will constantly change and change and change. And even once I finished this video, I ended up fixing some things that I noticed I didn't like, or if it wasn't lined up properly. But that's just how you make a notepad. It's all a learning process, no matter what. So I'm going to go ahead and change the color of that. As you saw, I didn't like the very light pink. I wanted more of a dusty pink for the boxes. So I went ahead and changed that. So now I'm going to be naming each section of the box. So I want these kind of rounded, and then I want them to fit the box in a certain way. You will see that this part here is not lined up. This is something I ended up going back and fixing after the video because I didn't want it to print out that way. So I'm going ahead and I'm fixing, trying to, pick a color that I want. And I just keep going until I find one that I'm happy with. And I was liking this color, so I went with it. So I'm going to go ahead and add a text box. And I'm going to put it up in here, and then I'm going to pick the font that I want. And this font that I want is my favorite. It's called Kindness Teacher Regular. I use it a lot in so many of my notepads, but this one's going to be named To-Do List. And I am actually going to change this color to white. And I ended up going with the size 18.3, which is what I went with all of them. So I'm going to go ahead and change it to white, and it looks so much better. Now I'm going to go ahead and group it together, duplicate it. I do have to you can see how this is in front of the cherry. So I'm going to go to the position right here, and I'm going to click backward. I wanted it behind the cherry, or the bow, I guess I should say. But I'm going to go ahead and ungroup it, and then I'm going to change this one, and this side is going to say notes. So I'm going to go ahead and type that in. And I'm liking it. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate it and put it up here. Now I do have to make it a little bit smaller to fit this size box. And this one's going to say reminder. So the wording is a little long, so I'm going to stretch it to make sure it fits in it. And I'm just going to push it over there just to get it centered. And then I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this one. And I'm going to put it on my last box right there. And this one is going to be called Priorities. So you can see that some of these are off center. I did go back and fix them. It drove me crazy. I didn't realize it as I was doing the video. I was just trying to get through it fast so it wouldn't be a very long video. But I did go back and fix them. So I'm going to go ahead and name this Priorities. And oops, misspelled that. So I'm going to go back and fix it. And then I'm going to even this out. Now remember, always use your guidelines. It really does help you out. Unless you're like me and you're trying to rush through and then you make a mistake and have to go back and fix it. But that's okay. So I'm going to go ahead and straighten these out, even though they're not perfectly lined up, as I have mentioned. But I'm just going to straighten it out as much as I did in the video. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to, my lines. So I'm going to make some lines under my to-do list. So I'm going to go ahead and put it where I want it. And you can either hit L like you just saw that I did, and I made an extra line, or you can just click line. Either way, doesn't matter. I'm going to stretch it to the size that I want, and then I'm going to change the thickness of it because I don't like it that thickness. I'm going to make it dots, and I'm going to do it down to a 1 because I want it nice and thin. I'm going to change the color of the lines to match the notepad. Now this part I love about Canva. You're going to duplicate it, put it where you want it, and then once you have your first two done like that, all you do is hit duplicate and it spreads them out exactly how you spread the first two lines out. So easy peasy. So I'm going to go ahead, and you can do squares, you can do circles, you can do whatever you want. Of course that's too small, so I'm going to go ahead and make it a little bit bigger. And I'm going to line it where I want it. And then this is the same as the lines. So where you put it where exactly you want it, you're going to make 2 of them like so. And then you're just going to hit duplicate, and it is going to put all of them on there in exactly the same spot, so you don't have to line every single one up. I ended up not liking this color, so I went and highlighted them all, and all you do is hit shift and then click it with your mouse, and it will highlight what you hover your mouse over. So I ended up wanting it a light pink, and then there, that's the pink that I chose there. So now it is done, and I absolutely love it. I think it's adorable, and I hope it sells well. But what I want to do is I want to highlight the entire thing, and then I'm going to open a new page. So I'm going to click this plus sign up right here, and I'm going to do custom size, and I'm going to do 8.5, actually 11 by 8.5, and then hit create design. And then I'm going to paste it. So you see I have it here, and then another one, I'm going to paste it again, and then another one will go right beside it. So when I print it out, I will have a full page, and I will just cut the two of them, and then I will print 51 sheets. So I will have 2 full notepads. And then all you do from here is click share, download, PDF print, and then CMYK. You're going to click download, and then you're going to name it whatever you want to name it, and then you're able to print it straight from your computer.